I did consider employing someone to find her. A private detective, perhaps, but they tend to be rather a seedy lot. I had hoped that Inspector Masters could do something.
Well, I'll try not to disappoint you, sir.
I'm sorry, that must have sounded offensive.
I don't offend easily. Tom, Inspector Masters said that you'd heard from her recently.
I had a telephone call 2 weeks ago.
Did she tell you where she was?
No. She wrote to me about a month after she'd run away. She was short of money. She was always short of money. I've been sending her allowance to her every month.
Oh, to where she was staying?
No, a forwarding address. She didn't want to let me know where she was.
Well, did she think that you'd turn her in? Let us know.
Possibly. She's a funny girl in some things. But she's my only daughter. Anyway, the phone call 2 weeks ago. She sounded upset, very tearful. She wanted to come home. I said, of course she must. That was 2 weeks ago, as I say. Since then, nothing.
Well, did she say anything else?
Not really, except she missed me.
Oh, no. Now, this accommodation address in London?
It's a friend of hers, I think. He wouldn't tell me anything.
And how do you send her the money, the allowance?
Registered letter to this friend. His name's Nichols.
Could you get one off today?
I could, yes. A couple of days early, but why?
It'd be a help. Don't worry, sir. We'll find Caroline for you.
That's right, is it? 2 suitcases?
Yes, that's right.
2 cases. His committal date was the 6th of June, 1975. James Patrick Ryan. We try to make sure your belongings are looked after. Excuse me. Hello? No, I'm afraid he's not available at the moment.
It's not our case any longer. You got the file. That's why I sent you to him.
I'm not running a missing persons bureau.
I don't know what you are supposed to be running. You got about the softest number in the Met, from what I hear.
Well, you try it. A straight swap, all right?
You got made up for it.
Oh, big deal.
Took me 8 years to get my chief.
And it only took me 3, all right, but all I'm doing is sitting on a load of old paperwork that's been chucked out of every nick in London.
Well, here's your opportunity to get off your backside. And what a nice, easy job, just to find a bird.
So why don't you do it? Or isn't she your type?
I don't know what type she is. I never saw her.
Well, I thought you nicked her.
If you'd have had a look at the file, you'd have saved a lot of time. All right. Here's how it went. We had a murmur there was a load of grass at this place, so we turned it over. Actually, there wasn't all that much, about £1.50 pounds. But we pulled 3 guys and a bird that were living at the flat.
Well, not this Caroline Bates.
She wasn't there. A gear was. She was maybe playing away that night. Anyway, she took it on her toes when she heard we pulled her mates. Not been seen since.
Did you have a warrant out for her?
We had 4 bodies, didn't bother.
So there's nothing against her?
Well, we wouldn't have minded having a word.
Yes, but you don't want her nicked.
No way. Our old man just wants her found. And he's got a bit of pull, you know?
That stuff that came over from Savile Row last Friday.
What about it?
Well, I've got 6 colour transparencies, but according to forensics list, there should be 14.
Where are they?
Suppose some of the lads have pocketed them. They could be a bit tasty.
Tasty?
The 6 I've got wouldn't get past a censor in a Hong Kong blue movie, if you know what I mean. Think we ought to chase the others?
They're scheduled to be burnt, aren't they?
Yeah, all of them.
Well, I'll put a note on the destruct order. That should cover us this end.
Meanwhile, the boys in blue down at the row.
Are being depraved and corrupted. That's not our business.
Right on, Linda.
Oh, thanks, Bob. Just put that one on the table here, would you? Thanks. Here's the list, Mr. Ryan.
Mister? Oh, I ain't been called Mister in the last 3 years.
A long time.
Oh, was that all right?
Kate Burton? No, Mr. Lewis isn't in at the moment. No, I'm sorry, I don't. Yes. Yes, I have that. Bates? Yes.
You're a busy lot round here, aren't you?
Sometimes, Mr. Ryan.
What's our mate doing with this one?
Nothing that concerns us, I would think.
Oh, come on. No secrets from the Hiredale. Anyway, why haven't they closed this file? They nicked him for the job, didn't they?
Not all of them. Some girl went missing.
Yeah, but a few ounces of pot? You think he'd have better things to do?
Haven't we all?
Oh, OK, I got the message. You getting on all right with him, are you?
Very adequately, thank you.
Hmm.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah?
I'm a police officer.
So?
I've reason to believe you're in possession of drugs.
You've got to be joking.
I've got no sense of humor. So either you turn your pockets out here or down the neck. It's up to you.
3 times you pulled me this year, you lot.
Maybe you should get your hair cut. Okay, let's see how clean you are. What's this?
So what's it look like? It's a letter, isn't it? I'm going to post a letter. That's why I'm here. Post office there, isn't there?
Open it up.
I'm just going to post it.
Down the neck. Well, well, well. Where'd you get that from?
That's my business.
He's a what? An Indian? Anglo-Indian, oh. Oh, is that a straight name, Cameron? Oh. Well, how long? Is anything known? Yes, I see. Well, thanks a lot, Sergeant. No, it's nothing serious, just a young bird gone missing. Yeah, too right. Cheers. Well, in deepest rural England, would you believe, we've got an Anglo-Indian by the name of Gordon Cameron who's running a home for down-and-outs.
And the girls there?
Sort of commune, the skipper up there tells me. Grow their own veg, keep goats with bells on.
Sounds idyllic.
Mr. Bates, please. Inspector Lewis. There's nothing against the fella, he says.
But you have.
Yes, I think I have. Hello, Mr. Bates. I've been in touch with our people in Salop. No, they haven't contacted her yet. There's a bit of a problem. They don't know what she looks like. Have you got a recent photo? Oh, I see. Well, look, don't contact her again till I get in touch with you. Do you mind? No, it shouldn't be more than a day or two. Goodbye. Well, that's great. He's got a 25-year-old daughter, not one photograph of her after the age of 16.
That is odd. Didn't they ever go on holiday together?
Well, reading between the lines, I think she's been a bit of a tearaway. Now, Salop, how do I get to Shropshire?
You're not serious.
Now, what do you mean?
Well, there's no warrant out for the girl.
Well, I'm not only interested in the girl. I'd like to know what Mr. Gordon Cameron's little fiddle is. Hello? Anybody home?
I'm Paul. Can I help you?
Oh, my name's Lewis.
I'm Paul.
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 Well, I'd like to see Mr. Cameron, Mr. Gordon Cameron.
Cameron. Yes. Yes. I was Cameron.
You were?
Cameron. Gordon Cameron.
Well, that's splendid, Mr. Cameron.
How can I help you?
Well, quite easily. I'm looking for a Miss Bates. Miss Caroline Bates. Caroline.
Caroline.
That's right. C-A-R-O-L-I-N-E. Caroline.
No, I think not.
You mean she's not here?
There's no Caroline here. I think not.
I see. Well, I'm a police officer, Mr. Cameron. You've been receiving money sent here by a father for the past 8 months. £260 a month. Remember that?
A policeman.
That's right, a policeman. Detective, copper, filth, pig. Got it? So what about the money?
Well, many people send us money. Our work couldn't continue unless we had a little money.
So this little sum of money is 260 quid. And you get it every month from London.
It's possible.
So where is Caroline?
When one comes here, one takes a name. Perhaps there is a Caroline. We'll see. Mopsa, Rodney, Tocris, Bubbles, Tobias.
No, not the fellas, just the ladies.
Jeffrey, Chloe, Simon, Diana, Magdala, Josepha. No? No Caroline?
Do you mind? I'll ask them.
That won't be possible.
Well, they can answer me, can't they?
No.
Miss, is your name Caroline?
Only Paul speaks. That's our rule.
You really have got it weighed off, haven't you? Now listen to me, please, all of you. I want to see Caroline Bates. Now raise your hand, please, Caroline. Or those three. How long have they been here?
Mopsa, Josepha, Magdala. It's written in the book.
No, good for you. Let's have a look at it.
A moment.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gordon. For a con man, you'd make a very good circus trainer.
Wait here, please. Mopsa. She entered into the spirit in the high festival of the year 4019. Magdala.
Now, hang on a minute. 4,000 and what?
We count our years from the beginning of the kingdom.
Which kingdom?
The kingdom.
Well, just try counting my way for once.
You'd say 1976.
Yes, too right, I would. What about the others?
Let's see. Magdala, later that year. And Josefa is very recently with us. Only a year and a month.
I don't believe you.
Well, the book does not lie.
No, I'm not talking about the book, pal. And you can leave the mumbo-jumbo out for a minute. Now, do you know what the penalty is for harboring an escaped criminal?
There are no evildoers here. Only people who have found peace.
And quiet.
You mock us, but it's true. Only in quietness can one find truth.
Well, hard luck, Gordon.
Yeah. I've had to renounce silence so that our community may survive. It's a heavy penance that I bear.
Gordon, I think you're a pretty neat operator. But that's not my business. My business is finding Caroline Bates, and I'm quite sure you know where she is. So let's put it this way. You tell me where she is, and I won't bother you anymore. But you stay dumb, I'm going to cause an awful lot of trouble for you up here.
I'm sorry I can't help you. If troubles come, we must accept them. That's our faith.
Gordon, you're making me weep. I'll be back.
Our house is open to all, sir.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Right, sir. No go, son.
Why not?
Firstly, it's no longer a divisional case. It's been passed to your department. Secondly, if your Indian mate's up to any nonsense, it's Salop's pigeon. Not ours, not yours. Thirdly, if the Bates girl doesn't want to come home to Daddy, well, she's over 21, and why the hell should she?
Well, you push this one on to me. I don't see why you can't oblige in a quiet way.
Why do you want to get someone in the place? If the birds won't talk to you, they're not going to talk to anyone else.
Or maybe someone a bit younger, one of your kids who's mixed with these sort of clowns.
What about up there?
They don't grow that sort of copper up there. They're good old country boys.
Nick, have you told Bates about this setup?
No.
Why not?
I'm worried.
What about?
I don't think Caroline Bates is just missing.
No, Nick. Come off
But
it.
that's just for your ears, all right?
I suppose the best way is for me to go up to this place.
Well, he could do that, sir, but I shouldn't think it's
But
necessary.
if she's there, I'd recognize my own daughter, man.
It's private property, you see. Now, he'd be within his rights to stop you even entering the place. Now, let me do it my way. Cause a lot less fuss.
All right, if you think so, Mr. Lewis. I have every confidence in you.
Oh, thank you. Now, we should know definitely in a couple of days.
Good. You've got my home phone number, haven't you, if it's in the evening?
I'll let you know straight away.
How'd you get on with the rustics?
I didn't get to milk any bulls. You busy this week?
We've got 15 of these. A Division found them in an empty lock-up shop. Nobody knows who owns them, who nicked them, or how long they've been there. Serial numbers have all been removed, and all they want us to do is to give them a full history since the day they came off the boat. No, I'm not busy.
Good. I'm going to relieve you of this ghastly boredom.
Tell me more.
Well, as a junior scientific officer, you're entitled to operate anywhere that your seniors send you. I want you to go to Shropshire.
It's Salop now.
Ah.
Can you get away with that?
Oh, why not? We've got an open file on Caroline Bates, but we don't have a photo of the girl. You're going to get one for me.
All that way? For one photo?
Well, more than one. And there's a few other things I want you to do as well.
And at the heart of silence is the one. And only by that route can we approach the one. The one is beauty. The one is truth. The one is understanding. But before all things, the one is itself. Come in and be comforted.
Nick! Do you have to keep doing that?
What?
Look, I know your new responsibilities are frightful and all that, but couldn't you just keep still for a bit?
Oh, sorry.
You're in a bad way, old man. Do you want a drink?
No, no thanks.
Must be bad.
You get so that you can smell it, you know that?
What?
Well, I suppose the right word for it is evil. And don't laugh.
I'm not. It's a respectable concept to a lot of philosophers.
Or maybe I will have that drink. It still doesn't make a lot of sense.
Evil doesn't. Any Quaker will tell you that.
Because while she's alive, if she is, it's easier to get the money.
Is there a lot of money involved?
No, peanuts. That's what makes it so daft.
But our way is the way of silence. Silence is truth. Truth is knowledge. Knowledge is holiness. Drink, my son. And his name shall be Larry. Take your place at the communion board, Larry. The sun has risen. We shall break our fast.
There is going to be enough difficulty covering your expenses for that trip. And how long is he going to be up there?
It's a legitimate investigation. The girl's missing, her father's calling our help to find her. And if you can't cover Phil's expenses, I'm sure old man Bates will.
We don't work that way, and you know it.
Now listen, Miss Administrator. Do you know how many cases would get solved if you couldn't cut corners in this business? Very few, I'm telling you. You're worried about a few quid in X's. A couple of years back, my governor was paying 3 ex-coppers out of his own pocket to keep tabs on a fellow we needed for a job.
And your ex-governor was asked to resign last year.
And what do you know about it?
I'm sorry, we did hear about Superintendent Mackey. Everybody did. The papers.
Oh, yes, they had a field day, didn't they? No suspicion of corruption, they said, but if you wanted to read between the lines, you could.
He did resign.
Because the Yard made it impossible for him to do anything else.
Aren't you treading a bit dangerously yourself?
Why do you think they bunged me into this desk job? Because they got it in for all of us who worked for Mackey. They don't expect anything but bother from us, so they keep us quiet. George Seeger's been transferred to an admin job in B Department. Harry Kane's gone back into uniform. And they've tucked me away in this little backwater.
So you've decided to muddy up this little backwater?
It could happen. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is I'm a copper. I've been trained to do a job, and I can't stop doing it.
That doesn't apply to Phil.
No, it doesn't. And believe me, if I could have done this any other way, I would have.
I'll try then. How exactly would you phrase what he's doing up at this place?
Secondary forensic investigation? They're beautiful. He's a handy lad, is Phil.
Handy and absent. Couldn't he have brought them back himself?
Huh? No, he wanted to stay down there for the weekend. Country air and all that. Now, she looks a bit like Jeffrey Bates. Josepha.
You think it's her?
Well, I hope it's her. Give Mr. Bates a ring, will you? Tell him I'm coming over.
Before you go.
Yeah?
The Bates girl was at Sussex University.
Yes, I know.
Well, there's bound to be a graduation photograph of her.
Well, not according to the old man. She burned the lot.
But the college should have one.
Ah, that's a thought.
I'll get through to them.
Yes, and anything else they know.
You found her?
I've got something I'd like you to look at. Those were taken yesterday. Is Caroline dead?
No. Who are these girls? Are these what you call mugshots?
No, just mugs. Are you sure?
Absolutely. You thought it might be one of these?
Well, from your description, I thought maybe this one.
Because of the coloring, I suppose. No, there's a resemblance, but Caroline's much fuller in the face. But look, if she isn't there, where is she?
I suppose she's moved on somewhere else.
You mean you've no hope of contacting her
No,
now?
Mr. Bates, it's early days yet. It's always a tricky job finding someone who doesn't want to be found, but we usually manage it in the end.
Mr. Lewis, how optimistic are you of finding Caroline?
I'll find her. Don't you worry about that.
Josefa!
You are welcome, sir.
I'm sure. You thought about what I said last week?
That you would bring trouble to the community. I prayed for your peace of mind.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell you how it stands, Mr. Cameron. We're looking for a missing person, and we've reason to believe that she's here, or that she was here at some time. We know you received money sent here by her father, and that puts you well in line for a conspiracy to defraud charge. And if you don't produce her, there could be more serious charges. Do you understand me?
But how can I produce her? I don't know anybody of that name. We've nothing to hide here. You've seen our people. You've spoken to them.
I've spoken to them.
You want me to release them from their vow. Please don't ask me to
Well,
do
it's
that.
either that, old pal, or I go to a local magistrate and have a search warrant sworn out for this place. And perhaps you'd like that even less.
I don't think our brother would want to drink tea, Josefa. You may take it away.
Well, that's all right. What's in this?
It's yerba mate. Don't you appreciate it?
Very refreshing.
You all right?
You've gone all funny. What have you done, Cameron? You've done something.
Do you need somebody? A doctor? You look ill.
You're too right, I'm ill.
Let me help you.
Now get away from me.
Paul can help you.
No, not help. It's a tea. You put something in it. It's poison.
Oh, the only poison here is in your mind. And you need rest.
No, I'm not staying. Not here.
You're a sick man. Let me help you to a room.
Yes, this is Bates. What? Yes, in fact, the police are looking for her. What? You know where she is? Splendid! Are you a friend of hers? Yes. Well, couldn't you come out to my place? Yes. Yes, just a minute.
You're Miss Burton.
And you're Miss Lewis. Your father not coming in today?
Don't you know where he is?
He's not back.
He hasn't been home all weekend.
He's on an investigation, you know.
He usually phones me. It's been 2 days now.
Why don't you sit down? Thank you. Now, Saturday morning he left, wasn't it?
Yes, early. I was still in bed.
Right. Hello, desk sergeant, please. Good morning. This is G13 Metropolitan Police here. I'm inquiring about Chief Inspector Lewis. You've seen him, I believe. Last week. Yes? No, nothing serious. I just want to get in touch with him. Would you mind contacting him if he's still there? Yes, my name's Burton. Thank you. He's probably still up there. It's some sort of commune. He's got a few people to question.
Mustn't get up. Been ill.
Yes, I remember. The tea. You drugged me. You drugged the tea.
You said that at the time. It was untrue.
Where are my clothes?
But really, I don't think you're fit.
My clothes. And don't go too far away. Any of you.
This is our home. We're not going anywhere.
Can I help you?
I'm looking for Nick Lewis. He in?
No. This is his daughter. He's been away all weekend.
Oh? Any idea what he's doing?
Yes, we think he's in Shropshire.
About the Bates girl?
Yes?
Look, if he gets in touch, ask him to give me a call at the office. Inspector Masters. If he does find her, I'm afraid we've got a bit of bad news for her.
Bad news?
Her father got killed last night.
Murdered?
Give over. Knocked down. That's the third hit and run we've had in the district this month.
Hit and run?
We'll find him.
Evil.
What?
My father said he felt he was involved with evil.
Very poetic.
Look, Inspector, I don't know anything about your side of police work, but first the daughter and then the father. It's an odd coincidence, isn't it?
Get Nick on the phone, will you?
I can't. There's no phone up there. It's a place called Higham. I've just told the local police to contact him.
Village Bobby on a bike, I suppose.
Look, are you involved in this case with Mr. Lewis?
What case?
The case of Miss Bates.
There's no case. It's just a kid gone missing. It's a PR job, basically.
And her father. That's a PR job too.
Or whatever it is, it certainly isn't any of your business, Miss Lewis. Let me know when he gets in touch.
It's a man who takes his job easily.
I sometimes wish Nick did.
Look, Superintendent, I'm telling you, that little swine drugged me and kept me out for 24 hours.
But you've got no proof of it. No, you've got no right to be on the premises.
I'm looking for this Bates girl.
He says she's not here. What do you want me to do? Fetch a warrant, then he starts moaning about police persecution.
Her father's been sending money to her up here, up to last month. The camera says he's never even heard of her.
Look, this place. Must be 3 years he's been here. They come and go all the time. Do you know how many of these crank places we've got in the county? About 24. They go from one to the other. They get fed up with the peace and quiet here. They get fed up with dancing around the haystacks at Lipwell. They get bored with singing to the cabbages at Bardsley. You're dealing with a load of nutcases, lad. It'd surprise me if you did find this girl.
Look, Super.
No. You can talk to him so long as you keep it civil. But you're not bringing him in. And you're not getting a warrant.
Oh, wait a minute. My car. I left my car out here. It's gone. Now, does that make a charge?
Mr. Cameron.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lewis's car. Have you seen it?
It's in the back barn. It was in the way, and Bias moved it to bring the goats through.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, Super.
No need to be sarky. Your office phone. They want to get in touch with you. If you've finished here, that is.
All right.
See you down at the station, then.
Don't look behind you, Nick, or you've got a passenger.
I can smell him.
I thought you'd gone, left me to it.
Oh, without the wheels?
I didn't notice the car till this morning. Where were you?
Sleeping.
There?
Well, where else? They drugged me.
Go on.
Oh, the whole day. So what's been going on?
A lot of peace and quiet. It's good to get my voice back.
And what about Cameron?
What about him?
Well, he must have had a reason to get me out of the way.
He should have been in his room most of the time, that Joseph bird.
It was in the paper that he was killed. Oh, they'll come here again. Persecute us.
An accident in London while we were here. Why should they?
Well, they're connected to us. They're policemen. Policemen can only think materially.
They can try as much as they like. We were here, weren't we?
But that it should happen now.
It's Providence, Paul. We won't have to wait so long. And as soon as we have the money, then your work can really begin in earnest. My darling.
Will there really be a great deal of money?
A great deal. And everything will come to us.
We should be able to go abroad.
India, America, anywhere in the world.
Will you be able to convince the people about Caroline?
Who knew her? Except her father.
Yes. Her poor father.
So what's Kate have to say, then?
Plenty. Are you sure that Cameron was in his room last night?
He went in there after dinner, if that's what you call it. About 3 o'clock. I didn't see him or the bird till this morning. Why?
Jeffrey Bates was killed last night in a hit-and-run accident. And you didn't see this car over the weekend, either.
Is that what you think?
Well, the super's finally showing a bit of sense. Forensics are sending a team.
So what do we do?
What you do, you stay here with the car. I'm going out there for a final visit.
What about our end? Who's in charge of the hit-and-run job?
A friend of mine, but from what Kate says, he's losing his marbles.
My name is Masters, police. May I come in?
Your superintendent was here earlier, and another officer.
Oh, yes. That'll be Inspector Lewis. Gone, has he?
Yes. But these visits are very disturbing to us.
Very sorry about that, sir.
Well, I've no wish to complain, but I feel we're being singled out.
Yeah, well, I suppose you can get the feeling like that. Miss Bates about, is she?
I told the other officer there's no Miss Bates here.
You sure? I've got some news for her. I thought she was living here.
I am Caroline Bates. What do you want with me?
It's not very good news, Miss Bates. It's about your father.
I have no father anymore. This is my family. This is my home.
Really? I'm afraid he's had an accident, miss.
An accident? A serious one?
Yes. I'm afraid he's dead, miss.
I will go and pray for him.
So, there's no Caroline Bates here. So who's that?
To me, she's Josepha.
Unusual?
Well, mostly the daughters stay with the mother, don't they?
Oh, I think I'd just get in the way.
But not with your father.
No. Oh, I don't suppose he's celibate all the time, but at least he doesn't bring them home.
You're very frank.
Why not? And we get on pretty well. Whereas Mother talks. Mother talks all the time.
Your father's not the quietest of men.
He has his moods.
Do you drive, Mr. Cameron?
Cars? No. I'm not a driver.
Must make things a bit difficult out here in the country. Provisions and all that.
All that we eat in our community is grown by our own hands. We are simple people.
No transport at all, eh?
There is a motor car.
And who drives it?
Why do you ask?
So that you can answer.
Josepha, or one of the others, Rodney, they can drive. But they rarely do.
Car here now, is it?
It's in the barn.
I'd like to have a look at it, if I may. Do you mind?
No. Why?
Must knock hell out of it, these country lanes. Thought you'd gone. You know Mr. Cameron, don't you?
Oh, my assistant underestimated you.
Always like to be in on a pinch.
Was he the one that you
Mr. Cameron is about to show me his motor car.
Well, I don't think he needs to bother about that.
I see. Let's sit down, shall we? I found your missing girl, by the way.
Oh, here?
Yes. Get what's her name, will you, sir?
We should be praying still.
Won't keep her long from her devotions.
What sort of jacket was Jeffrey Bates wearing when he was killed?
Donegal tweed.
Well, you got a murder job on your hands, Tom. I've had forensics over the RT. They pulled a piece of green and brown Donegal tweed out of the chassis of my car.
Your car?
Yes. Looks like Mr. Cameron borrowed it, doesn't it?
He can't drive.
This the go? Miss Caroline Bates?
I was, yes. Now I am Josepha.
Well, I wish you told me in the first place. You wasted a lot of my time.
Who I was is not important.
You know that your father has been...
Yes, I know. I am praying for his soul.
That's going to make you a very rich woman.
Not me. No. If there is any money, it will go to the community.
Oh, I see. Well, you're allowed to speak now. You're allowed to write as well.
I've released Josepha from her vow of silence for the week. She may write also.
Ah. Well, it's just a signature on this. Here. A funny thing, isn't it, Tom? When our little darling here signs Caroline Bates' signature, I bet you couldn't tell it from the real thing.
You saying she's not?
I know she's not. Ever see a left-handed person take a pen in her right hand when you pass it to her? So who are you, miss? And where's Caroline Bates?
She was deeply upset. Oh, deeply. I don't know where she got the pills from.
She brought them with her, I think.
Are you saying Caroline Bates was a junkie?
Oh, I don't know what sort of pills they were.
Go on then, Gordon. When did you find out she was dead?
Josepha came to me. She found her with the empty pill bottle on the mattress.
Why didn't you send for a doctor?
I could see she was dead.
What about letting us know?
Well, I had thought to come to the police. And then Josepha showed me what would happen. The community would be infamous. The work finished. She was right.
So what did you do?
I buried her. Me and Josepha. That same night, we buried her. If you like, I'll show you where the grave is.
Not now, thank you, Gordon. First, I'd like to hear about Sunday night.
Prelim report from the pathologist. Massive barbiturate overdose.
Can have a job proving it was murder, then. Commonest suicide stunt of the lot, isn't it?
They'll only charge them over the father's death, I suppose. Are you sure they did both?
Come to think of it, I'm not. Are you?
You've met them.
Well, a geezer like that, capable of a dozen murders if his fancy turned that way.
What about the girl?
Just a bird, isn't she?
You try to confuse me.
Gordon, I don't know whether you're the biggest Charlie I've ever met in my life or what, but I'm telling you, we've got witnesses who saw your girlfriend in the car that killed Bates.
Only once have I succeeded as a teacher, as I should. Only one person has seen the beauty of life as I try to see it. That's Josepha. If you say that I had been seen in the car, well, that I could believe. Sometimes I'm not conscious of what the one has been doing. But not Josepha. Josepha is love, truth, beauty.
January 73, conspiracy to defraud, 6 months, suspended 2 years. December 74, same charge, imprisoned Holloway, discharged Feb 75, then to August 75, same charge, lack of evidence. She is clean after that.
Not now, she's not.
I don't suppose she stood much of a chance, a background like that.
She certainly took the big chance when it came.
Just another bird, you said.